Yeah, this is weird. Uh, Today is a pretty special episode because we are on episode 3. And the reason it is special is because around this time is whenever with this project or within my previous attempts with this project, I threw everything away. I threw everything out. I had to restart. Imperfection took over. And this is the topic of today. Imperfection and the battle of imperfection that I myself have gone through and how we can combat it. Well, if I can, I guess, talk my way into discussing how I combated with it slowly. But yes, this episode is very special. Again, majority of this is just auditory. Well, you know, you guys do your thing. Everyone does their own thing, which I don't mind. This is just mainly not visual, but for my visual listeners, I hope you're enjoying. But for my listeners, this is of course for you guys. But yeah, the challenge of or the battle of imperfection is something that I have struggled with a majority of my lifetime. It is something that I recently had to face, and it was difficult. It is very difficult. It is something that was never really brought to my attention until I would say a few months back, and that only being because I work in an area where you need to know what you're doing, and I don't know, of course this is it, like with every job, but you need to know what you're doing and, you know, do it in a way where you know how to do it, and don't expect any like mess ups or anything like that. You should know what to do at your said job from the skills that you acquired naturally by the amount of time you've been doing it over and over again, right? But what if it is that, but to the point where you know how to do it, but yet you still have the fear of messing something up, even though you know you can do it without messing it up. But if you just do it, you might mess up, and boom, now you feel bad. It is the constant anxiety of not wanting to mess something up. It can be even the most tedious little thing, even when it comes to art, where it can be maybe a line that you don't like, color, the way a shape looks, something that just doesn't fit right. But to others, it is perfectly fine. But to you, you notice these small little imperfections that need to be perfect. But again, this is what we're talking about. Perfection is something that you cannot chase because it is a never-ending battle. It is something that you cannot just quit chasing because perfection does not exist. Perfection does not exist. Perfection is not a thing. Alright? Unless you are dating and that person to you is perfect. And that I can understand. I can understand that. But here we're talking about the habits of just the never-ending grasp of, oh no, I need this to look amazing. Right. But then you start noticing other issues. Right? So this is something that I myself struggled with for a little bit, and I still get it. I still get it. from time to time. It is something that I that it's a wave. It's a wave of an emotion that kind of lingers and grasps onto you from here and there. But I think I'm getting pretty good at not focusing on the imperfections or wanting something to be perfect or like really, really good, that I can get praise for it, or so I can ease my mind. So I do something and just let it be, and it's good. It is good to the other person, right? But to me, I have to fight the urge of, oh no, I can't leave it like this, right? And it was a struggle. It was a real bad struggle. And like I said, I still get waves of it. I feel like a lot of people get waves of it. And if you are one of those people, you are not alone, because yes, it is something that is, it sucks, but it shows good intention. It does show good intention. It shows that you care. It shows that you yourself really want to do something in a matter of not messing something up for the sake of your work, the environment that you're in. Just you understand. You get what I'm kind of going with this. And it's just, for me, it just kind of clicked. For me, it was something that, of course, I had to fight the urge, and it was pointed out to me like, hey, stop doing that. You're doing this. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to do it. And, that is it. Something that my father tells me whenever I'm working on something, or he tells me, hey, I need you to clean that. Or I need you to do this, and I do it, and he tells me, hey, you're gonna do it like this. I don't need it to be all nice and pretty, don't make love to it. That's what he tells me, and I live by that now. I don't make love to it. I do not make love to it. And he's not, and he's right. He's right. Some things don't require far too much attention, far too much perfection, right? Not everything needs to be perfect. And I don't think it's a bad emotion too. I don't ever think there is a good and or bad emotion, and this was something that I always separated of the two. Talking with with one of my good friends, she told me that there is no good and or bad emotion whenever it comes to feeling that kind of way. It depends on how you react to it. I would assume so. But yeah, I would say if you're having a difficult time with perfectionism, and it just kind of itches at you, at the brain, the brain worms, then I would say do small approaches to it. Do something that doesn't require too much. And if your brain reacts in a sense where I need to fix that, fight it. Slowly. Small little dosage. And I think it'll work. I think it'll help out. there's different techniques out there, but I would I would assume that this is the approach that I would take. And it's funny because I didn't save any of my past videos. That is just lost media. That is something that does not exist anymore. I wish I kept them. And I think I hit a point where I started to regret deleting those videos. It didn't necessarily, well, in a way, it felt like a learning experience, but also kind of like crumbling up the paper and throwing it away and starting all over again, which, sure, people do that, but I'm starting to think more and more about it as you doodle, you don't throw it away, you keep it, and now you have a set reference for how things were, what'd you do, what'd you learn, right? And I don't really think I learned anything from doing those. I just kind of did it. But this, what is, as of now, feels authentic. It feels right. I don't think that I would end this completely like after today. You guys will not see like a message of, oh, I don't feel good about outer thoughts. I'm gonna try again maybe a year from now. This sucks. I'm gonna throw it away. God, it's not how I wanted it to be. It's not perfect, right? And if I did do that, I know, and I would agree with you guys if you got upset and threw me in the fire with pitchforks and torches in hands, saying he did it again, he fucking did it again, he got rid of it, he got rid of something that we enjoyed. And I know you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy it. These little small amounts of banter that I give. Because even then, something in my brain is just wired to, oh, my audience likes it, but I don't find it perfect, even though I have evidence that people enjoy it. I'm still gonna throw it all away. And I don't know why. At that moment, then, whenever that happened, I agreed to myself, even though I was doing pretty okay from before, it was just not good enough, and I don't know why. Of course, the imperfection, or the perfectionism, but it's so odd that I was so quick to agree without just giving it a second thought. I don't know why I didn't. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the editing, but at the same time, thinking about it more right now, it wasn't any of my style. And this is something else that I want to talk about. This is a good segue point. Segue point. Everyone gets a segue point. I thought my videos on whatever I do had to fit a certain category, a certain style. I don't know why I thought that way. I enjoyed my work, and I still do enjoy my work. But then doing Outer Thoughts before, I thought my videos had to be like other creators that inspired this project, that it had to be like them. It didn't have this pizzazz, the same way rolled off the tongue for them. It wasn't natural. I just kind of did it at the same time because it I wanted it to be like theirs instead of me being me and taking inspiration from their work. And I guess that's another reason why I deleted it. The one, of course, for the perfectionism, but at the same time, it didn't feel like me. Sure, I, enjoy talking about my thoughts and ideas, but at the same time, it just didn't feel like what I would normally bring to the table for some reason. And I think what I'm doing now, with what I have set up with, power washing, conversating with you guys, letting you guys know that I'm going to do this every Friday, talking with you guys, making conversation, relaxing, de-stressing after such a heinous week is far better than I expected, honestly. And it also helps me too, because I can, I can talk to other people and make conversation and do bits and whatnot. But talking alone, as if I wasn't, crazy enough, is it's such a practice. It really is a practice. And when you get into doing streams by yourself, from my start, I didn't know what to talk about, and this is something that's heavily conversated in this streaming environment, and even now, that people say, "Oh, just talk about anything and make conversation," but it's in a way, it's not necessarily that easy. Some people it's natural. I don't understand how. It's wild. So in a way, where I'm going with this is, in a way, it's very good practice for myself, since yes, I can talk with other people, but at the same time I can't really carry conversation alone for too long. But I'm getting better at it. And this is more or less like practice, in a sense. And it's helping. So, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that this may or may not help with. I can assume the category, one of it being company, background noise. I'm probably background noise. Someone's probably bored and doesn't know what else to watch. Countless things. Fun fact, my parents, met under one of these. I don't know what this is called. I forgot what this was called. A good recent example of perfectionism is the stream that I had for the second, quote unquote, second episode of Outer Thoughts. It was a short 30-minute to possibly an hour stream. And did I want to talk about the topics that I talked about, yes, I of course wanted to get that off my chest, uh, because that is something that I did want to talk about or have talk about on that day. But at the same time, I wasn't in the right headspace, and it didn't flow the way I wanted it to. Yeah, it's something that always comes across, even in my drawings and stuff. It's just something that I normally developed. I think it just kind of happens. I'm not too sure um, the uh, the thought process or the mental construct of how perfectionism happens. One for me is that throughout my younger years, I would find ways to mess something up. I was very accident prone, and I still kinda am, and that is why I believe I try to convert into my perfectionism state, if you guys get what I mean. It's just the fear, I believe. It's just the fear. But hey, I can say that I am getting better at it. And for those with it, trust me, it sucks, but at the same time, it shows that you care about your your craft, your work. Which is not a bad thing. Am I getting everything? Yeah. I would get so locked into doing something that um, whoever, I guess, walked up on me or said my name, um, I'd be so locked into trying to do something as best as I can. Um, and I'll like jump. Oh God. Oh, there's a hatch. What the heck? Huh, that's weird. That is weird. I should have done the top part. I think this one's gonna be a little difficult. Did I not buy it? Are we serious right now? What? I have it. Huh? That is weird. Am I not using the right gun? No, I wasn't. I wasn't using the right gun. Oh my god. I was struggling for no reason. I was struggling. I'm so mad. I also have family over. That's why stream was a little late. I rarely get to see the fam. I have like families like 2 states over. I rarely get to see them, so we went out, had dinner, went to a good old buffet, ate a buttload of food. It was good. It was great. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. Just just being there, with the family. I think it's moments like those that I used to really take for granted. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand, life gets a little busy, right? Everyone doesn't necessarily have time, right? And I could have stayed home. I could have, I could have streamed earlier. I could have done this a bit earlier and give you guys a earlier stream, hang out. But even after that, I don't think I would have done anything else. This will be the last thing that I do for the night, and then just I believe just knock out. I am a little tired. But yeah, I've been trying to focus on family and other important things a little more, just to kind of help my mentality out. I've been so in a craze of making content, of making videos here and there, willy-nilly. When of course I should take into account that I come first. And I think a majority of creators lose sight of that, which is not bad. In a sense. Like, yeah, I can understand that this is a livelihood for a majority of people, a vast category of people. But at the same time, time fucking slips. It slips. We're already in May. Can you believe that? It's a brand new year. We're in May. I remember being very, very young. The youthful age of 8. And God, my days felt long. And now, it doesn't even feel like I have time. Hunting demons, 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 a.m. all the way to 5. you know, good 10 hours. Still doesn't even feel like enough time. And it's weird, isn't it? This little phenomenon where if you focus on it or you do something that is not of your enjoyment, time goes by so slow. You'll have the worst day. But then, even like right now, I'm like almost an hour in, and it doesn't even feel that long. It's weird. It's really, really weird. And this is where I circle back to the perfectionism. You get so into it that you lose the track of time, and it is an issue there when it comes to doing a profession. Of course, they need you to do it at a certain pace, and I can understand that. I get that, because they want you to do the job quick, not fast, good, but not horrible. Right. But a lot of us, I feel, go through that struggle of wanting things to be perfect. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in that. It of course shows that you care about it. You want it to look nice. You want people to go, "Oh my God, you did that? What?" Like, yeah, I understand that. There's a lot of relatable subjects that we can talk about, and this is why I want to do this as well, because in a sense, I don't want people to feel like their emotions or uh, what people feel on a daily is solely themselves. Like, no, there are other people that feel these similar things or go through the motions of life of, I noticed that I do this. Why do I do this? Or, I noticed that I have this habit of doing this. Does anyone else go through this? And you may not be in an environment where that is not accessible. And what I mean by that is you may not be around other people that go through that or fully open or talk about it or even think about it, right? Like they may do it, and you may catch on, but you can't conversate with the majority of people because you simply feel as if you're the only one going through this. And this is why I do this. This is why I feel like it is good that I see that there are spaces that do this. Bring an awareness. I don't know if that's the right word to use. A good open eye that, hey, there is a space where people feel this way as well. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Kill him. Kill that guy. I got him. I got him. I got him. Did I do good, Mr. Outer? Your voice is relaxing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I noticed that in a way there are my phone was low. It's all good. Um, I noticed that there's just yeah, there are spaces to, talk about this and bring it up to people. Like, hey, can you talk about this to see if there's anyone else that shares what I go through. And while yes, there are spaces like that, um, there's also very few. Uh, and from what I see, there may be a ton, but ugh, I'm like misspeaking. Also, let me stretch real quick. Right. Okay. Alrighty. That was good. That was good. But I think this is the last bit that I have. So for right now, um, again, for those that are new here, I like to do a little um, moment where we just kind of listen to the water, listen to the silence, because I think that's something that we also kind of take for granted, the moment of it. So I'm gonna try to finish this up, and then we'll talk a little bit at the end. So few spaces where it's talking about you know topics on how you may be feeling, if there is anything that correlates to what you are going through as of maybe today, tomorrow, yesterday, maybe later today, or who knows, who knows. But there are so few spaces that do that, and I do find it pretty cool to see creators really connect with their audience. And I don't ever want to treat you guys or anyone as a number, right? And this is something that I stick to very closely. That everyone, I feel like, loses track of that. And when I mean everyone, I don't mean like everybody. And I know that shouldn't be too specific about it, but I, of course, want to talk, not like, I don't want to talk out of my ass or anything like that. This is me trying to not give forceful advice or anything like that. No false advice. Because I and anyone else has only gone through so much. So I can only speak upon so many things. And then even then base or give my opinion on a majority of stuff, right? But even then, I don't think I would ever get to anything too harsh. I think a majority of what my topics or conversations would be about is the mm, like mental health in a sense. In a sense, it's very overlooked, very overlooked. Not in just the streaming space or anything like that. It could be anybody. You know, not disregarding anyone's struggles based on a platform or or what they're doing in the moment. You know, as a viewer. Well, not even as a viewer, as a person, right? I'm sorry if this is getting like a little disorienting because I'm even, getting dizzy myself trying to fucking clean all this. And to be honest, I didn't expect a couple of people to even join. I mean, it's so late that I never really expect it, which is kind of weird. I thought I know you guys won't miss my streams, right? You're like, oh my god, Outer's live. I'm gonna miss bedtime for this, right? Right. Yeah, I know you guys. I know you guys. You guys can't leave me. I know. I know. What am I missing? Oh, the lining. Ugh, almost had it. I have to go back up there? Or are you serious? Watch this, watch this. Oh, never mind. There we go. Light bulb. Here. Look at us go. We did the spiral technique. Nice, nice. Alrighty, alrighty. You know what? We'll do one more. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. How does that sound? We'll do one more. Well, look at that. I feel perfect now. I look better. I'm moving. I'm moving. Yeah, how does that sound? How does that? We'll do one more. See if we can speedrun this. We got this. We can do this. Speedrun, speedrun, speedrun. No. Come on, come on. I'm losing time. We did it. We freaking did it. Look at us go. Look at us go. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, I think we did well on time. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's gonna be it. That's gonna do it for episode 3.